Okay, let me ask you a personal question. I don't want you to think about it. I want you to feel in your body what your response is to my question. So here's the question. Are you chasing success or are you looking for growth? Are you like just looking to prove something to get to a certain goal so that that satisfies something inside of you? Are you relentlessly focused on something, or uh, is every experience something that you use to become a better person, a bigger person, a more resilient person, a person with more range? I'm talking about the difference between success and growth. So, I've seen a lot of success gurus, success coaches, and they're way more successful than I am. They're incredible. They're usually hanging from a cliff somewhere and saying, "Follow me." They usually call themselves alpha or bad bitches or something, and they're just so focused on that dollar amount, that visibility amount, that milestone. What is your goal, and are you willing to do anything, sacrifice anything to get that goal? And makes me cringe a little bit because at 60 something years old, have seen a lot. I have experienced a lot. I've spent time with people who have reached those goals. In fact, a lot of my practice, my coaching practice, is people who have reached their goal, have reached their next goal, have reached so many goals and have passed them, and they're still not satisfied. They're still not happy. I don't know if you've ever heard this expression, you're climbing the ladder only to find out that your ladder's on the wrong wall. So this gear towards success, especially super successful, maniacally successful people, uh, usually comes from some sort of emptiness or some sort of childhood belief or trauma that you have to get past. When I became really successful as a salesperson, and I was obsessed with one thing: proving to people I wasn't that homeless guy, proving to people I wasn't that waiter. I waited tables well into my 30s. I did not become rich. I did not become successful until later in my late in my 30s or early in my 40s. So I was so out to prove that I wasn't those other things, that was the goal. Good thing was I had 12-step programs. I had mentors in my life. I read the kind of books that I recommend to you back then. So I knew that intrinsic goals, goals of family, of self-worth, of growth, were important. So I was able to do both. I worked really hard, and I did. Well, okay. The truth is, I worked really hard, and I did lose a lot of things. My marriage did crumble. I did lose my health. So actually, even though I tried, I really still was going from that that place of lack. So it did cost me a lot of things. So now that I rethink it and I want to be really honest, one of the reasons I'm a coach is because I didn't do such a good job, even though I read the books, because again, I was so eager to prove that I wasn't a homeless guy or just a waiter and some kind of loser. Got my college degree in my 40s. I got the college degree, even though I didn't need the college degree for anything that I was doing. I was already a millionaire. I wanted to prove that I could get through college finally. So the difference between success oriented and growth oriented. So success oriented people, like again, that my maniacal goal for success, and you can feel it in your body. You know it. There's an urgency to it. There's a fear when you're not, crossing every T and dotting every I, and or you leave work and come back. You can feel when you're really like desperate for that success. And then growth oriented. Growth oriented actually, you can be wildly successful when you're growth oriented. Super, like I'm successful as a coach. I'm growth oriented now. I learned a lot of lessons and I teach these lessons. So I learn them again over and over again. So being growth oriented is for me preferable. It also makes it more exciting for me as a coach. I can coach success. I just get really, really bored. I work with some really successful, rich people, and having them become more successful and rich is boring to me. So I have a preamble I have before with each client before I start with them. Like, I know you're going to be successful. You don't need me to be successful. I want to know, are you going to be the kind of man or woman who is a good spouse? Are you going to be the kind of man or woman who's going to be a good parent? Are you going to be a good steward of this wealth and influence? Because if not, don't work with me. And so far, 100% is like, no, I want to be that person. And I usually get thanked by the spouses of my clients for who my clients have turned into, because we're growth oriented. They get promotions, they make money, but every step of the way they're choosing it. They're very clear on who they want to be, what their value systems are. And so now this growth and success are married together. It's not, my friend Tony Benici, who teaches a holistic kind of health with spiritual and mental and physical and relationship and business, right? Would say the same thing. When you're marrying success with growth, then now you have a warning sign when you're climbing the wrong ladder. You have a warning sign when the things that you value are starting to suffer. Excuse me, suffer from what you're trying to do. Um, so I want to orient you towards leadership for personal growth. I want success for personal growth. They say, if you want to grow spiritually, become an entrepreneur, but only if you're using that as an attitude. So success oriented, growth oriented. I want you to be growth oriented, because when you become 40, 50, 60 years old, when you reach those milestones, I want you to be fulfilled. Everybody, almost, in fact, everybody I know who has been success oriented, their achievements have been empty. When I look at Michael Jordan, and I see interviews of Michael Jordan, I look in his eyes and I see a man who is tortured. I don't know him. I don't know that this is true, but I see a man who is his achievements, and it's never, ever enough. I see the billionaires around this country, and I see them now really hungry for power. It's never enough. You ever heard the statement, it's not that we don't have enough to feed the poor, we do not have enough to satiate the rich. And it's not a knock on them. It's just that there's an emptiness. There's a hole inside that can't be filled by external things. It can't be filled by money, power, fame. That's an insatiable, power versus force kind of thing. It's force. So it needs to constantly be fed. So even if you're a billionaire, even if you're world famous, you still need to feed that dragon. When you're growth oriented, you can become a billionaire and know how you want to live your life, know what feeds you, and be fulfilled and satiated, and live the kind of life that you want. That's what I want for you. That's what I want for my clients. That's what I want for me. Hope this is interesting for you. I love you a ton. Have a great rest of the day.